Hi, Savera. Okay, so you had actually asked me about this problem. It was FRQ number 4, part C, and you were curious about why there ended up being a negative there, and also basically how did they get to this step where they solve for y. Okay, so I'm going to answer your first question here. First, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a separate problem. Let's say I have natural log of 3 minus, instead of y, I'm going to do x. 3 minus x. And I want to find the derivative of this. So I'm going to say derivative of this with respect to x. So we would do the chain rule, right? So we would first start with this guy right there. So I would say 1 over 3 minus x. Then I would do the inside portion. And so if you look, we want to take the derivative. Derivative of 3 is 0, and then the derivative of this x is going to be negative 1 because there's a negative right there. So it's going to be times negative 1. So that means that the derivative of this is negative 1 over 3 minus x. Okay? So now when I look at what they did, when we get down to this step right here, they've got dy over 3 minus y integral is equal to integral cosine of x dx. Okay, so they've got this expression. So now you know that, okay, I've got a natural log. The antiderivative is going to be natural log. But see, if it was a positive natural log, because of this negative x, my derivative would have been negative. Well, here there's no negative. So in order to undo that, I would have divided by a negative. So had there been a negative right there, there would be a negative here, and that negative would turn to a positive. So that's why the antiderivative of this would be natural log absolute value 3 minus y, and then to take care of the chain rule, we would have a negative 1. So divide by a negative 1 is equal to, then we'll continue, antiderivative of this is going to be sine x plus c. Okay, so that is how they have a negative in front of the natural log. Okay, so now the next part is to continue and solve for the y. So I will probably do more steps than they do, but that's okay. The first thing I'm going to do is we have the point. What was the point? The point that was given was, it is 0, 1. So I need to find my c. And I stole this from the problem part A. It said 0.01. Okay, so I'm going to put 0 in for x and 1 in for y. So I'm going to have minus natural log 3 minus 1 is equal to sine of 0 plus c, like so. And so that's going to be 2. So negative natural log of 2 is equal to sine of 0 is 0. So that means c is equal to negative natural log of 2. So now I'm going to put this right there. And so now I have natural log, negative natural log absolute value 3 minus y is equal to sine x minus natural log of 2. Okay, and so now we're going to solve for y. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to get rid of this negative. Okay, because most likely what we want to do is exponentiate, do the big E. But we can't do that until that negative is gone. You have to have e to the natural log, nothing in between the two, okay? So natural log absolute value 3 minus y is equal to, this will turn negative, this will turn positive. So it's going to be natural log of 2 minus sine x, like so, okay? Now that the natural log is positive, now I'm going to do this, like so, okay? And so these guys will cancel out, and you don't need that in the absolute value anymore, because on the other side, e to any power is going to be positive, okay? So I have 3 minus y is equal to, now if you remember the laws of exponents, e to the m plus n is the same thing as e to the m times e to the n, right? So now I know that's a negative, but we'll still keep it like that. I'll say e to the natural log of 2 times e to the negative sine x. Okay, applying my laws of exponents. And so these two will cancel each other out. So I'll have 3 minus y is equal to natural log of 2 multiplied by e to the negative sine x. Like that. Oh, Mrs. Wynn. I just said that they canceled out. And I left it there. Okay, that's supposed to be 2. Okay, times that. Okay, and so now I need to solve for y. So I'm going to subtract 3. So I'm going to have negative y is equal to 2e to the negative sine x minus 3. And then multiply by negative 1. So I'm going to have y is equal to, this will turn positive, and that will turn negative, minus 2e to the negative sine x. And so where did the solutions go? Oh, they're right underneath. Okay. And that's what I got. Okay. Same as that. Okay. So hopefully that clarifies your questions. Thank you.